All right, everyone. So let us just review today's trade idea. So you guys can just simply see that yesterday I just shared one of the scenarios that I really wanted to share in this community, in this group. And that is, to be honest, that is about being also selective, being more patient, and choose, the high quality trade setups based on your strategy. And that's what I did, to be honest. That's what I did. That when I shared these ideas this week, last week, or the week before, it was always just about to it's not about just the quantity of the trades that you have to take, it's the quality, right? So I just wanted that, we have to get in somewhere where it makes sense, and we should always have an exit strategy, because the most of the time, many traders, they have an entry scenarios or entry confirmation, but the question is the exit points, right? Sometimes you need to know where you have to get out, where you have to stop, where you have to take a step back, where you have to take the pause, right? These are the main basic questions you should always put in your mind. So with that being said, let's just go through this trade that I share with all of you. As you guys can see here, I did a bit just late on the day my analysis. As I just mentioned earlier on the last video, that I wasn't active early on the season, which kind of missed the whole scenario, but we still catch, we still act on the potential area. So as you guys can see here, which basically we have already pre-analyzed the market. So that's the number one thing. You should always come, when you get into the market, you should always come with a pre-plan. This means some traders, when they get into the chart, they just see the price like, oh, let's just get in, just rush, even if it's a key zone, it looks for you or it looks for anybody, you should always have your pre-plan. You should already have the set of your rules in front of you, so like that, you should have those confluences that you are waiting always. You have to go through before just making any right executions, right? So pre-market plan is really important. So you can simply see that we had these analyses, as always. So the daily highs, the daily lows, and then I did those top-down analysis, what everyone does, right? Maybe you might do based on your setup. I don't know, you're maybe doing from low to the top or top to the down. I don't know how you make your analysis, but that's important to just consider. So we had those top-down analyses, and the beauty of this scenario here, as one time the push already happened from this level, right? You can see at this level of which I previously explained. I don't want to go through this one on this video, but the potential area, look at this one, guys, how simple it was. It was clean, right? Sometimes if it doesn't play out, this doesn't mean that you are wrong or you have to be right. The question is, when the market creates a new direction, it gives more clarity, so you can make more informed decisions than just getting kind of FOMO or fear, like you miss, or maybe you could do something better. So don't try to just create doubt or this kind of random questions, right? Just be honest, be true with yourself. So as you can see here, we had this level where you can see this line, right? Basically, which around this area. So if I'm going to put this on a replay, so you guys now it looks much better. So as you guys can see here, we had this really impulsive move, very nice. We had a beautiful area where price have been holding during this between the range area, right? This level of support and resistance, and as well, I'm just going to put this line. You can see here, this level always has been a strong zone here. Why? You can simply see price act as a support, resistance, and as well, support this a strong key point, right? So the moment this impulsive move happened, the beauty of this is that you can literally see the direction of the market, means the trend. the trend is bearish. So once you identify the direction of the market, then based on that, you can have a strong edge, a strong, confirmation, like where what has to be your first move or, prediction before executing any trades. So as you can see here, we got the potential level of, a supply zone or a key level around this area. The next question is here, which it was for me, like, okay, even I missed this area. This is the second zone which I was interested. The question was like, do I have enough confirmation or confluence? And this question has to, you should also ask this question from yourself. Do you have enough confirmation or confluence? Does the set of roles that you have has been at least 80% filled up? And what are you waiting for? If the price would come, do you have to just get in or set your limit order, or do you have to wait because this is a potential area? The idea is maybe a kind of scale because the real move already happened around this area, right? So this is a potential that you want to maybe scale, that price might continue after each pullback, right? So gonna fall down. So if you just confirm that you have enough confirmation, what's the next step, right? Basically, and it comes to your risk management, right? Or based on your long-term trades, right? Trade quality and quantity, we can talk. So how you had so far your journey, right? This week, let's say we are on the 13th of week of this year, right? So how you're holding this week so far. So does your past or last trades has been positive? If it was positive, then you don't change your risk. You don't change anything, right? But if it was, let's say you have been in a drawdown, right? Or you close some of your positions on break even. But let's say just you have been in the last week or the last days in drawdown. The first thing, as you can see here, this is not really the high quality trade setup if it is not for you. If it is not, so then you have to reduce your risk. So like that, you don't put the fear and doubts on your setup, because remember, it's just about 20% of this, practical thing in this market that plays out. But this 20% control the all 80% if you don't put the emotion. So this means you have a method you have to follow. So when you're following this setup, this strategy that you got, this means you just have to trust. And if you don't trust, then the fear kicks in. When you got the fears, then you cannot make any rational decisions. The decisions are gonna comes by the emotions that you got, and you might think like, well, you missed, or maybe let's say just take a 2% risk as your consistent or basic risk is always 1% or 0.5%, depends on your account. But mainly, if you're in a drawdown, reduce your risk to build back the confidence. And always trust your strategy, guys. Trust your method. Trust the way you see as you always saw, and just act like that. Don't try to make it complicated. Don't try to compare yourself with someone else and what level they are. So follow your own journey, write it down, ask some your question, and mainly the journey always starts with your own state of being. So if you are in a good state, then you can make better execution. Believe me, this happened to me. You can make better execution when you're in a good state. But if you're in a low state, it means your body doesn't have energy to act responsibly or logically, because you're tired. You might be physically tired, mentally tired, and that's not the right time that you have to act. So keep in mind these criteria in order to become successful, in order to become profitable traders. And a profitable traders or a successful traders, it's not about just showing taking trades every day in the market. It's not about you have to change your risk, taking giant, bigger risk on every single trade or different trade, right? It's not about making money overall in this market in a short period. It's not about the outcome. It's just always about enjoying the process. It's about always take it as a healthy habit that it will not affect you so much mentally. So above all, you guys can simply see here, if you had this scenario, if you catch this, we had the entry area, right? So where we supposed to enter, but where it was our exit. Imagine this could turn opposite, right? Think like this was a 90% trade setup, a high quality trade setup. Don't get a kind of an ego that, well, you're 100% right and it cannot turn against you. Opposite, right? The market could reverse at any time, at any moment, in any direction. So the idea is always about the probability in this market, not about the certainty that every prediction you make has to be 100% right. So that is why when we talk about the age as well, do you know where you have to get in? You should know where you have to get out, beside the psychological part, right? Or the mindset part. So we knew that, okay, this was the zone where we're supposed to enter. But based on our multiple, which is a practical part, right? If you risk a 1% on this trade, 0.5%, where you should have exit, right? So at least 1 to 2.5 R, right? Or at least 1 to 2 R. But of course, I can understand that you might have probably this area, right? Or a little bit lower, I don't know, maybe you have some zones that you're supposed to get out. But if you're in a drawdown, keep in mind, these are just simple stuff. Some of you might struggle. If you're in a drawdown, so the best thing, either when you see that the price came to this zone where you have been anticipating, it's going towards your favor, the best thing is either just right away after 1 hour, bring it to the break even. And when you see, you have to have some also zones that price at any time reverse and can give some pullbacks, because remember, when a price moves towards from a A zone to the B zone, it doesn't happen in one move. It doesn't happen with one shot, right? There has to be some pause. There has to be some structure. There has to be some range, what do you call it, pullbacks, whatever you name it practically. So it is the same thing. So it doesn't happen right away. So these all simple basic stuff as a trader on a daily basis, just always keep in your mind. I probably give you guys a lot of different details, different information, but this is just the basic concepts or recipe for your daily trading routine that you should have it. You should ask yourself. So the point is to ask yourself to stay in the game, to be present in the game, not about to just get an ego and you are gonna think like, well, I know everything, and tomorrow you will come with a kind of an ego that you know now everything, and maybe I don't know how long you have been in this market, 1 year, 2 years, 6 months. But remember, always be prepared to grow, always be prepared to learn and engage with the market and as well outside. So you guys simply see, I don't want to there's nothing more that I can talk about, but keep in mind, it's just about consistency. It's about just being humble, being patient, and follow the process. You simply can see here that yesterday we had this scenario, it just turned opposite, but it gave another clean direction. We act on this one. What happened? You basically, if you close on 2 hour, you still cover that loss. You are still profit for this week. And we are Thursday, tomorrow is Friday, it's the end of the week. So what's just happening right now? You are still in profit. For the day, you are still profit. For the week, I'm sorry. And keep it consistent. Don't think that, trading is not gambling as far you don't act emotionally and you don't put your money on the table, because on the other side there's always somebody gonna take your money. The thing is, what you don't know, someone else know that how they can make money. All right, so if this recap has been helpful, has been something new for you, please let me know. Please share your thoughts as well. I would love to hear from you. And if you guys, if you got any questions, please just you can ask, you can write on the comment field. And with that being said, I will see you on the next video.